All right, class, so today we're doing a Hydrate Lab. You should have done this whenever you had honors chem, general chem, whatever you had. So the first thing we're going to do is we're simply going to weigh. I don't know why this is not on. Let me turn it on. Not that it matters, you're going to have data anyways. There we go. All right, so we're going to weigh our crucible. So this is a crucible. Not only is it a book you read, I don't know, do you get to read that this year, your junior year? For those of you that are juniors, I don't know. It's a book you usually read in English. So here it is. So we're going to weigh this, get its mass. All right, so it's showing me 14.66. I've got some hydrate. I think I actually have Epsom here instead of alum. When you look on the lab sheet, some of you all have one, some of you have another. But I think it says at about a gram. So I'm just going to tap this out until I get about a gram. And whoa! So about 1.4. Oh well. So that's about a gram, but I overshot it by quite a bit. So anyways, here is essentially what it looks like right now. So it kind of looks like just chunks of like powdery chunks, I would say. All right. So, and then you're going to get your second weight. So weight of the crucible empty, weight of crucible with about 1 gram. All right, and that should be what the data shows on the Excel spreadsheet. So we're using Bunsen burners, so I can turn the gas on. So the way we do this, open it at the bottom a little bit. Here's some gas coming out. The top is closed, so we're not giving it any oxygen yet. So now this turns on, we should have a nice big yellow flame. All right, so this is not a hot flame. All right, so yellow is fairly cold as fire goes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my crucible up here, and it's on a triangle. So I'll pick this up. So anyways, it's on a triangle. Typically you would set like the flat part of the crucible against one of the sides of the triangle, so it's kind of sitting at an angle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heat up so we get a blue flame. So give it some oxygen. And that's going to get much hotter. And I have that nice, like, I don't know if you can see it with the background there, we got kind of that black thing in the background. So I'll try to make it a little bit lower. So there's a light blue flame in the midst of a dark blue flame, so that is what we want. So I'm going to stick it under here. I kind of just go back and forth, kind of heat this thing kind of gently at first. And essentially, I'm going to drive the water out of the Epsom. All right. So if you were to come see it, it looks like it's kind of bubbling a little bit. It's breathing almost. All right. And that's just water vapor coming out of kind of the crystal lattice of our Epsom salt. And that's why we only put about a gram in. Like I said, I overshot it. But there's some snap, crackling, and popping. So our Epsom salt is not melting at all. It has a really high melting point, but that's just the water coming out of the Epsom salt. We're probably we're just going to stick the heat underneath there. Now you can see it bubbling like crazy. Again, that's just the water that's coming out of the lattice structure of our Epsom salt. So at this point, kind of it looks like stuff is done. We're going to let it go for about 5 minutes. All right. So I'll pause the video, come back after about 5 minutes, and we'll take it off, let it cool. We're going to weigh it, and I'll be right back. All right. So it's been about 5 minutes. So I'm going to turn the gas off, and I'm going to take this off and set it on the counter, and it's going to sit there for about 5 more minutes. All right. And then I'll be back once again. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. I can touch this with my fingers now. All right, still kind of warm, but I'm going to stick this and stick it over here and weigh it again. And that's going to be my first weighing. If you're in class, what would happen? I'm not going to show you this. We would stick it back up here, heat it again, let it cool again, weigh it again. So the reason we heat it and weigh it twice, if we're trying to drive water out of something, lab technique would say we do that twice. And as long as our numbers are the same for our second heating as they were for the first heating, it means that we really got the water out the first time. If they were to drop substantially, we would heat it a third time, let it cool a third time, weigh it a third time. We just want our last two weighings to approximately match, because that means all the water is out, all right? So in this case, just for your data, use the second weighing, even if it's gone down a little bit, because that's probably the more accurate weighing. But your weighing should be good, even if they don't match each other, they're within, I mean, if it dropped 0.01 or 0.02, that is what we would expect a little bit. So that is the procedure for the lab. You can click on the other link to get the Excel spreadsheet, and from that you can see where your name is and kind of who your lab partner is for this particular lab. All right, fantastic.